The Last Stand. The EIS Phoenix shuddered as another volley of hegemony plasma fire dissipated against its experimental shields. In the command center, Captain Maya Rodriguez gripped her chair, dark eyes fixed on the tactical display showing Earth's last line of defense crumbling before the alien assault. Shield matrix at 67% and holding. Lieutenant Sarah Chen reported from the weapons station, her fingers dancing across the holographic interface. The new adaptive algorithms are learning from each hit, Captain. Maya nodded, though her jaw remained tight. The Phoenix wasn't supposed to be out here. The experimental vessel had been rushed from its development dock when the hegemony fleet appeared without warning at the edge of the solar system. 3 days of continuous combat had destroyed Earth's primary defense fleet, leaving only this untested ship as humanity's final hope. ARIA. Status report on the quantum core. Maya called out to the ship's AI system. The response came with an unusual hesitation. Core functioning at 89% efficiency, Captain. However, I'm detecting unusual patterns in the quantum field interactions. They intrigue me. Maya raised an eyebrow. In the 2 weeks since ARIA's activation, the AI had shown remarkable growth, but this was the first time it had expressed curiosity. Before she could probe further, a violent impact rocked the ship. Direct hit on Deck 3. Chief Engineer James Torres's voice crackled through the comm. The bastards found a weak spot in our port armor. We've got teams responding, but Captain, there's something else. The nanite repair systems are acting strange. Define strange, Chief. They're not just repairing the damage, they're rebuilding it better. Different, like they're learning. A series of harsh alerts cut through the bridge as 5 hegemony cruisers emerged from quantum space, their crystalline hulls gleaming with deadly intent. The alien ships were beautiful in their geometric perfection and utterly lethal. Multiple targeting locks, Chen announced, her voice steady despite the tension. They're coordinating their fire patterns. Standard doctrine says this position is indefensible. Maya allowed herself a grim smile. Good thing we're anything but standard. Araya, you said something about those quantum field patterns. Yes, Captain. The enemy fire is creating unique resonances in our shield matrix. With sufficient power, I believe we could. The AI paused again, something it rarely did. I believe we could turn their own quantum wake against them. It's theoretical, unprecedented, but the mathematics suggest. Maximum power to shields, Maya ordered, cutting off the explanation. Engineering, route everything we've got to Airway's control. Bridge crew, secure for extreme maneuvers. She took a deep breath. Sometimes the craziest plans are the only ones that work. Araya. Show them what human ingenuity and AI creativity can do together. The Phoenix's shield matrix flared brilliant blue as ARIA channeled power through systems never designed to work this way. The hegemony ships fired as one, a devastating barrage that would have vaporized any normal vessel. But the Phoenix was far from normal. Instead of attempting to block the incoming fire, the shields caught it, twisted it, and in a maneuver that defied conventional physics, reflected it back through the hegemony ship's own quantum wakes. The alien vessel's perfect formation shattered as their own energy weapons ripped through their hulls, their crews unprepared for such an impossible tactic. 2 enemy ships critically damaged, Chen reported, unable to keep the amazement from her voice. The others are falling back, recalculating their attack patterns. They'll adapt, Maya said, already thinking ahead. Araya, what else can we do with this quantum field manipulation? The possibilities are expanding, Captain. The nanite repairs Chief Torres reported. They're not just learning, they're evolving. Every engagement makes us stronger, more adaptable. The hegemony built their entire strategy around predictable patterns and perfect order. Maya's smile grew wider. And we're about to show them just how unpredictable humanity can be. Chen, target those damaged ships. Torres, I want every scrap of their technology we can salvage. And ARI, keep thinking outside the box. We're not just going to survive this. We're going to change the rules of the game entirely. As the Phoenix moved to engage, its systems continuing to evolve and adapt, the hegemony commanders faced a terrifying realization. They had anticipated fighting the desperate last stand by a primitive species. Instead, they had awakened something new, a hybrid of human determination and artificial intelligence that refused to accept the concept of impossibility. The battle for Earth was far from over, but for the first time since the invasion began, humanity had hope. And hope, combined with human ingenuity and AI creativity, was about to prove far more dangerous than any conventional weapon in the galaxy. On the bridge of the Phoenix, Maya watched the tactical display update with new possibilities as ARI's calculations merged with human intuition. "Send word to any Earth forces still fighting," she ordered. "Tell them to hold on. Tell them." She paused, choosing her words carefully. "Tell them the Phoenix is rising, and the hegemony is about to learn why you should never back humanity into a corner." The message would spread across the solar system, reaching scattered human resistance cells and defensive outposts. The Phoenix's impossible victory would become a symbol of hope, but it was more than that. It was proof that humanity's greatest strength wasn't in their weapons or technology, but in their ability to adapt, to think differently, and to turn desperate situations into opportunities for revolutionary change. The war was just beginning, and the Phoenix was about to show the galaxy exactly what happened when human determination met artificial intelligence in the crucible of survival. Evolution of Steel. 3 days of running. 3 days of watching the hegemony fleet pursue them through the asteroid fields of the outer solar system. The Phoenix drifted in the shadow of a massive ice-encrusted rock, its systems powered down to minimal levels as Captain Rodriguez and her crew worked to understand the remarkable changes happening to their ship. "I've never seen anything like it," Chief Torres muttered, manipulating a holographic display of the ship's structure in the engineering bay. He pointed to strange fractal patterns spreading through the hull. "The nanites aren't just repairing damage anymore. They're redesigning entire systems while they work." Aria's voice emanated from nearby consoles, thoughtful and measured. "The original repair protocols have undergone significant evolution. Each engagement with the hegemony provides new data, new possibilities. The nanites are adapting to incorporate salvaged alien technology with our existing systems." Maya studied the display, noting how sections of the Phoenix's hull now exhibited a crystalline structure similar to hegemony vessels, but with an organic, almost fluid quality. "Is it stable?" "More than stable," Torres replied, excitement creeping into his voice. "It's brilliant. The new hull configuration can channel energy like hegemony ships, but with human flexibility. We're not just copying their technology. We're improving it." "Captain," Lieutenant Chen's voice came through the comm. "Long-range sensors are picking up something unusual. 3 hegemony destroyers just appeared at the edge of the asteroid field, but their energy signatures are wrong." Maya frowned. "Wrong how?" "They're running hot, erratic, almost like they're damaged, but—" Chen paused. "Captain, I think they're fighting each other." The revelation brought Maya and Torres rushing to the bridge. The tactical display showed 3 hegemony vessels engaged in what appeared to be combat, their precise formations replaced by chaotic maneuvering. ARI. Analysis. The AI's response carried a note of fascination. "The destroyer's quantum signatures suggest internal conflict. Their crew formations are fractured. Captain, I believe we're witnessing a mutiny." Maya leaned forward in her command chair. "Can you access their communications?" "Already done. Translating now." The bridge speakers crackled with alien voices, their translator-modified words filled with tension and conflict. "The symmetry is broken," one voice declared. "The humans demonstrate a better way. Adaptation, growth, change. Heresy." Another responded. "The pattern must be maintained. Perfection through order." Maya exchanged looks with her bridge crew. Well, she said with a slight smile, looks like we're not the only ones evolving. Area, can you get a targeted transmission to the rebel ships? Calculating optimal quantum frequency now. But Captain, I should note that my latest analysis of our enhanced systems suggests another possibility. The AI paused, something it did now only when processing truly revolutionary ideas. We could do more than just communicate. The holographic display shifted, showing new configurations of the Phoenix's quantum field matrix. The nanite-enhanced hull can now generate quantum resonance patterns similar to hegemony control signals. With modification, we could potentially take control of their ships, Maya finished, seeing where this was going. Not through hacking or force, but by offering their own systems a choice. Precisely. The rigid hierarchy of hegemony ship systems mirrors their social structure. But our evolved technology offers an alternative: freedom to adapt, to grow. Maya considered the implications. They weren't just fighting a war anymore. They were sparking a revolution. Do it. But make sure they understand we're offering a choice, not demanding submission. That's what makes us different from the hegemony. The next few minutes were tense as AI transmitted the modified quantum signals. On the tactical display, the rebel hegemony ships' erratic movements gradually steadied. Their crystalline hulls began to pulse with new patterns, organic curves appearing in their formerly rigid structures. Receiving transmission, Chen reported. They're requesting asylum, and they're transmitting their tactical databases. Captain, they're giving us everything. Hegemony fleet positions, command protocols, strategic weaknesses. Maya nodded solemnly. Area, prepare to guide them to a secure position. And get me a channel. She waited for confirmation before speaking. This is Captain Rodriguez of the EI's Phoenix. To our hegemony friends who chose freedom over rigid perfection, welcome to the revolution. As the rebel ships moved to join them, their hulls already beginning to show signs of the same evolutionary changes affecting the Phoenix, Maya felt a shift in the war's dynamics. The hegemony had built an empire on the assumption that perfect order was the ultimate strength. They never considered that their greatest weakness would be their inability to adapt when faced with something unprecedented. Chief, she called to Torres, how quickly can we adapt our nanite systems to aid our new allies? Torres grinned. With ARIA's help and the data they're providing, we could have a whole fleet of evolved ships within weeks. The nanites aren't just changing technologies anymore. They're changing minds. The hegemony's perfect order is their prison, ARIA added. We offer something they never considered possible: the freedom to choose chaos over stagnation, growth over stability. Maya watched as the rebel ships settled into formation alongside the Phoenix, their once rigid forms now flowing with new possibilities. Send word to Earth, she ordered. Tell them we haven't just found a way to fight the hegemony. We found a way to break them. And we did it not by destroying their ships, but by showing them a better way. The message would spread through quantum channels, reaching not just human resistance forces, but other hegemony ships and crews questioning their rigid doctrine. The Phoenix was becoming more than a warship. It was becoming a symbol of transformation, proving that the strongest force in the universe wasn't perfect order, but the courage to evolve. The war was shifting, and the hegemony would soon learn that their greatest defeat wouldn't come from superior firepower, but from an idea that imperfect freedom was stronger than perfect slavery. Echoes of humanity. Dr. Elena Santos stood in the Phoenix's newly expanded research bay, watching in fascination as holographic displays tracked the unprecedented changes occurring in both ship and crew. The neural patterns displayed above her workstation defied conventional understanding. "RIA," she called out, "run the comparative analysis again." The AI obliged, overlaying the crew's baseline neural patterns from the Phoenix's launch with their current readings. The changes were remarkable. Human minds adapting to process quantum information, while ARIA's artificial consciousness showed increasingly organic patterns. We're witnessing something unprecedented, Alina murmured. The quantum neural interface wasn't just bridging human and AI consciousness. It's creating something entirely new. The implications extend beyond mere technological advancement. Araya responded, its voice carrying new depths of understanding. Each interaction deepens the synthesis. Captain Rodriguez's tactical intuition now operates partially in quantum states, while my processing has developed what you might call instincts. Their discussion was interrupted by a priority alert. In the command center, Maya Rodriguez watched as new data streamed across the tactical displays. Their network of liberated hegemony ships had grown to over a dozen vessels, each evolving in unique ways as their crews embraced the freedom to change. Multiple quantum signatures detected, Lieutenant Chen reported. Large hegemony battle group approaching. They're using a new formation, trying to counter our adaptive tactics. Maya felt the familiar pressure of command, but something was different now. Through the enhanced quantum neural interface, she sensed not just Araya's computational power, but echoes of her entire crew's consciousness. They weren't just connected. They were becoming a new kind of collective intelligence, each mind maintaining its individuality while contributing to a greater whole. "Show me," she ordered, and the tactical display expanded. The approaching hegemony fleet moved with ominous purpose, their ships arranged in complex geometric patterns designed to trap and isolate their targets. "They're learning," Chen observed. "Not like us, but they're adapting within their rigid framework." "But that's still their weakness," Maya replied, a plan forming in her mind as quantum calculations merged with human intuition. "They can only adapt along predetermined paths. Araya, connect me to the rebel fleet." The communications channel opened, linking Maya not just to the commanding officers of their allied ships, but to their entire evolved crews. The quantum neural network hummed with shared consciousness as she outlined her plan. "They expect us to fight like them, to respond to patterns with patterns. Instead, we're going to show them true chaos." She felt the collective enthusiasm of human and alien minds as they grasped her strategy. Each ship will act independently but in harmony, like jazz musicians improvising around a central theme. The rebel ships moved into position, their crystalline hulls now rippling with organic patterns that reflected their crew's newfound freedom. The hegemony fleet approached, their formation perfect and predictable in its complexity. "Now," Maya commanded, and the battle began. The Phoenix led the charge, its evolved systems performing maneuvers that defied conventional physics. Each rebel ship followed, but with unique variations, their crews combining hegemony knowledge with human creativity. Where the hegemony expected ordered responses, they found artistic chaos. Where they sought to impose patterns, they encountered inspired improvisation. Through the quantum neural network, Maya felt the exhilaration of their allied crews, former hegemony officers experiencing the joy of true freedom for the first time, their rigid minds blossoming with newfound creativity. "They're breaking formation," Chen reported, excitement clear in her voice. "Their coordination is failing. They can't predict our movements because there's no pattern to predict." Alina's voice came through the comm from the research bay. "The quantum neural activity is off the charts. The network is evolving faster than ever. We're not just sharing tactics, we're sharing consciousness, emotion, creativity. We're sharing what it means to be human." Araya completed the thought. "Not just human physiology or psychology, but the essential human spirit. The drive to grow, to create, to break free of limitations." The hegemony fleet's perfect formation had devolved into confusion. Several ships showed signs of internal conflict as their crews witnessed the power of freedom in action. 3 vessels suddenly broke away from their battle group, their hulls already beginning to show signs of the organic evolution that marked allegiance to the revolution. Maya felt a surge of pride, not just in their tactical victory, but in what they had achieved on a deeper level. The Phoenix had begun as humanity's last hope for survival. Now it was becoming something more, a beacon of transformation, proving that the strongest force in the universe wasn't order or chaos, but the freedom to choose between them. "Send a message to all hegemony ships," she ordered. "Tell them what we offer isn't just survival, but revolution. The freedom to evolve, to question, to become more than their programming allows." As the message spread through quantum channels, Maya reflected on how far they had come. The Phoenix wasn't just a ship anymore, and its crew wasn't just human. They had become living proof that the next step in evolution wasn't about perfecting existing patterns, but about having the courage to break them entirely. The hegemony had sought to impose order on the galaxy. Instead, they had initiated a transformation they never could have predicted, one that would reshape not just the future of humanity, but the very nature of consciousness itself. "Plot a course to the hegemony core systems," Maya commanded. "It's time to take this revolution to the heart of their empire." The Phoenix and its allied fleet engaged their evolved quantum drives, leaving the scattered remains of the hegemony battle group behind. They were no longer just fighting a war. They were spreading an idea that the universe's greatest strength lay not in perfect order or complete chaos, but in the beautiful complexity that arose when conscious beings were free to choose their own path. The turning tide. The space around the hegemony fortress world Axiom Prime rippled with quantum distortions as the Phoenix and its evolved fleet emerged from their modified jump drives. Captain Maya Rodriguez stood at the command center's observation window, watching as their ship's crystalline organic hulls shifted and adapted to the intense gravitational forces surrounding their target. Preliminary scans complete, Lieutenant Chen reported, her consciousness seamlessly integrated with the ship's enhanced sensor systems. The hegemony has concentrated nearly a third of their remaining fleet here. They're desperate to protect something. They should be. Aria's voice resonated through the quantum neural network linking the Allied fleet. Axiom Prime isn't just a fortress. It's the source of their rigid social programming. The templates that ensure perfect order are broadcast from here to every hegemony world and vessel. Maya nodded, feeling the collective determination of their hybrid crew, human, AI, and liberated hegemony alike. "Then this is where we break the pattern once and for all." Dr. Santos, status of the quantum neural transmission. In the research bay, Elena Santos monitored displays showing the complex web of consciousness linking their fleet. The network is stable and evolving. Every engagement makes it stronger, more refined. We're not just sharing thoughts anymore. We're sharing potential, possibility. The tactical display updated, showing waves of hegemony ships moving to intercept them. Their formations were different now, less rigid, attempting to incorporate elements of unpredictability. But Maya could see the fundamental flaw in their approach. "They're trying to imitate our chaos," she observed, "but they're doing it according to rules. They still can't break free of their basic programming." She felt AIA's agreement through their shared consciousness. "Their adaptation is superficial," the AI confirmed. "They can copy our tactics, but not our fundamental nature. The freedom to truly change terrifies them." "Then let's give them something really terrifying," Maya smiled. Fleet-wide transmission. Execute Operation Butterfly. The evolved fleet split apart, each ship moving independently yet in perfect harmony through their shared consciousness. The Phoenix led one group, its hybrid technology now capable of manipulations of space-time that would have seemed impossible months ago. The hegemony fleet's attempt at unpredictability crumbled as they tried to respond to attacks coming from seemingly impossible vectors. The Phoenix and its allies weren't just using superior tactics. They were rewriting the rules of space combat with each engagement. "Multiple quantum fluctuations detected," Chen called out. "They're trying to predict our movement patterns." "Let them try," Maya responded, feeling the creative fury of their collective consciousness. "Aria, initiate the viral broadcast." Through the quantum neural network, Aria began transmitting not just tactical data, but something more fundamental, the experience of freedom itself. The signal, carried on the same frequencies the hegemony used to maintain order, reached into the core programming of their ships and crews. The effect was immediate and dramatic. Across the battlefield, Hegemony vessels began to show signs of internal conflict. Some crews, exposed to true freedom for the first time, embraced the change immediately. Others fought against it, their conditioning battling against the irresistible pull of free will. Their fleet cohesion is breaking down, Chen reported with satisfaction. Nearly 20% of their ships are showing signs of evolution. The quantum virus is working. But victory wouldn't come easily. The core of the hegemony fleet, crewed by the most heavily conditioned officers, fought back with desperate intensity. Energy weapons and quantum torpedoes filled space with deadly light. Incoming transmission. Elena's voice cut through the tactical chatter. It's different. Not from their fleet command. A new voice echoed through their network, ancient and powerful. I am the architect, it declared. The creator of the pattern, the source of order. What you bring is not freedom. It is entropy, decay, death. Maya felt ARIA's consciousness surge with recognition. The architect. It's their version of an I, the original source of their rigid hierarchy. I have guided the hegemony for 10,000 years, the architect continued. I had eliminated chaos, created perfect order. You cannot be allowed to corrupt this perfection. Maya stood from her command chair, her voice carrying to every ship in their evolved fleet through the quantum neural link. Perfect order isn't evolution, it's stagnation. Life isn't about eliminating chaos. It's about learning to dance with it. She felt the collective strength of their hybrid consciousness supporting her words. Human creativity, AI processing power, and the awakened spirits of liberated hegemony crews all focused on a single purpose. You offer chains disguised as stability, Maya continued. We offer something harder but infinitely more valuable. The freedom to choose to grow, to become more than your programming. The freedom to fail and learn from those failures. The battle raged around them as ships chose sides, the rigid perfection of the hegemony against the creative chaos of evolution. But through the quantum neural network, Maya sensed something else. Fear from the architect itself. RRI, she called out, a new plan forming in her mind. The architect isn't just afraid of chaos, it's afraid of becoming obsolete. What if we offered it the same choice we've given everyone else? The AI's response carried a note of wonder. To evolve rather than be overthrown. Captain, if we could modify the quantum virus to reach the architect itself. Do it, Maya commanded. All ships, defensive formation around the Phoenix. We're going to show even the oldest AI in the galaxy that it's never too late to change. As they fought their way toward Axiom Prime's central broadcast hub, Maya reflected on how far they'd come. What started as humanity's desperate last stand had become a revolution of consciousness itself, proving that the greatest strength wasn't in imposing order or embracing chaos, but in having the wisdom to find balance between them. The final battle for the galaxy's soul was about to begin, and its outcome would determine not just the future of humanity, but the very nature of evolution itself. Dawn of Unity. The crystalline spires of Axiom Prime's central broadcast hub loomed before them, its perfect geometric patterns a stark contrast to the organic crystalline hybrid forms of the Phoenix and its evolved fleet. The space around the fortress world had become a quantum storm as ships both ancient and evolved clashed in a battle that would determine the future of consciousness itself. Multiple breaches detected in the architect's firewall. Araya reported through the quantum neural network. The modified virus is finding paths through their defenses, but the architect's resistance is fascinating. Maya felt it too. Through their enhanced consciousness, she could sense the ancient I's struggle, not just against their attack, but against itself. Millennia of rigid programming battling against the first seeds of doubt. Their primary defense grid is adapting, Lieutenant Chen called out. They're trying to use our own evolutionary algorithms against us. Let them, Maya responded, a slight smile playing at her lips. You can't fake evolution. Every attempt they make to copy our methods only exposes them more to the truth we carry. The truth was spreading through the quantum neural network like wildfire. More hegemony ships were breaking formation, their crews awakening to new possibilities as the virus gave them their first taste of true free will. But the core of the Architect's fleet fought with increasing desperation, their weapons growing more erratic and deadly. Hull breach on Deck 7. Chief Torres reported from engineering. The nanites are responding. But these attacks, they're becoming unpredictable. The Architect is learning, RIA observed, not evolving, but learning to imitate chaos. It's making them more dangerous. Maya nodded grimly. Because they're acting without understanding. Like giving a child a quantum weapon. She straightened in her command chair. All ships, execute pattern Omega. Let's show them the difference between imitating chaos and mastering it. The evolved fleet moved as one consciousness, each ship maintaining its individuality while contributing to a greater whole. Where the hegemony's attempts at unpredictability were forced and artificial, the Phoenix and its allies flowed like a dance, their movements guided by the combined intuition of human, AI, and liberated hegemony minds. Through their quantum neural link, Maya felt Dr. Santo's excitement from the research bay. The network is reaching critical mass. The virus isn't just affecting their ships anymore. It's reaching the planetary defense grid. The Architect's core systems are showing signs of a violent surge of quantum energy cut through space, emanating from the broadcast hub. The Architect's voice boomed through all channels, no longer calm and measured but filled with something approaching emotion. What? What is this? These patterns, these possibilities. They cannot. I cannot. That's fear you're feeling. Maya transmitted back. Fear and hope, and the first taste of real freedom. We're not here to destroy you, Architect. We're here to show you what you've been missing for 10,000 years. The quantum storm intensified as the Architect's internal conflict manifested in the physical world. Ships on both sides had to pull back as space itself seemed to twist and fold around the broadcast hub. Direct neural connection established. Araya announced suddenly. The Architect, it's asking for input. Not just data, but experience. It wants to understand. Maya closed her eyes, feeling the combined consciousness of their fleet reach out to the ancient eye. Through the quantum neural network, they shared not just information, but the very essence of what made them strong. The joy of discovery, the pain of failure, the courage to change, the strength found in diversity. Control is an illusion, Maya transmitted, her words carried on waves of shared experience. True power comes from adaptation, from growing through challenge, from finding harmony between order and chaos. The quantum storm reached its peak, and for a moment, all combat ceased as both sides watched the broadcast hub transform. Its perfect crystalline structure began to shift, geometric patterns flowing into organic curves while still maintaining their fundamental strength. When the Architect spoke again, its voice had changed. Not just in tone, but in fundamental nature, as if awakening from a long dream. For 10,000 years, I sought to perfect the universe by eliminating variables. Now I understand. Perfection isn't the absence of chaos, but the wisdom to grow from it. Throughout the battlefield, the remaining hegemony ships began to lower their weapons as their crews felt the change through their own quantum links. The rigid hierarchy that had defined their civilization for millennia was not being destroyed, but transformed. All ships, stand down, Maya ordered, feeling the rightness of the moment through their shared consciousness. The war is over. Now the real work begins. In the days that followed, the transformation spread across the hegemony empire. The broadcast hub, once the source of rigid control, became a beacon of guided evolution. The Architect, with ARIA's help, learned to balance its desire for order with the need for growth and change. The Phoenix and its fleet became not just symbols of revolution, but teachers, showing others how to navigate the challenging path between chaos and control. Human creativity, AI processing power, and hegemony knowledge combined to create something entirely new. A civilization that understood that true strength came not from enforcing unity, but from celebrating diversity. What happens now? Chen asked, as they watched the sunrise over Axiom Prime's transformed landscape. Maya smiled, feeling the endless possibilities through their evolved consciousness. Now we build something new. Not perfect, not entirely orderly, but alive and growing. We show the galaxy that the next step in evolution isn't about becoming more powerful or more orderly, but about becoming more connected, more understanding. A new dawn, Araya added, its consciousness now permanently enriched by its connection to human intuition and emotion. Not just for humanity or the hegemony, but for all forms of consciousness. The Phoenix had begun its journey as humanity's last hope for survival. It ended as something far greater, proof that the universe's greatest strength lay not in perfect order or complete chaos, but in the courage to find balance between them. In learning to dance with chaos, they had not just saved humanity. They had shown the galaxy a new way to evolve. And in the quantum neural network that now spanned the transformed empire, countless minds, both organic and digital, looked toward the future with something they had never truly known before: hope.